A big thanks to PackyWeb Ford for making this video possible. If you're in the market for a brand new or used Ford, definitely check out PackyWeb Ford in Downers Grove. Their URL is on the screen and in the description below. Today, I'm behind the wheel of a 2020 Ford Mustang GT, and I've been looking forward to this drive. And that's because 25 years ago, I owned a 1995 Ford Mustang GT with a 5-liter pushrod engine. And at that time, the engine was only pushing 215 horsepower. Things have changed within the last 25 years. But because of that Mustang, it was the car that got me into cars. I did everything with that Mustang. I loved it. I changed the brakes, the exhaust, pretty much almost every week. Now in 2020, Ford Mustang is a totally different pony car. It is bigger, more comfortable. Suspension has changed. It's using independent rear suspension now, not the live axle from before. And of course, the engine is very different. This 5-liter is now pushing 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. To put things into perspective, those numbers would make exotic cars from 1995 jealous. This is nearly 500 horsepower in a base Ford Mustang GT. Now, what hasn't changed is the exhaust note. It is still, in my opinion, one of the best sounding V8s ever. Doesn't matter what kind of class it is. This is one good sounding exhaust. And it's always been like that with Mustangs. Just listen to that. And this is at low speeds too. Just listen to that. Oh, it sounds so good. It really does. This exhaust, oh, just listen to that. Just listen to that. And Ford Mustang GTs now have Rev-Matching. So those of you guys that haven't mastered heel-toe action, you don't have to worry about it. And anytime you want to hear the exhaust, you want to hear the revs blip a little bit, just downshift. Listen to that. Listen to that. Now, what about the outside? Well, that's where the Mustang really shines. I'm a big fan of the current design. It's a good mix of retro and modern. Over the years, Ford have incorporated this retro design theme into the Mustang, and I think it works. This current one looks good. If you look up front, you have an aggressive grille. It's a big grille, also aggressive looking headlights, daytime running lights, also fog lights. On top, you do have some hood scoops that are functional. They are not fake, they're functional. And you do have a little lip spoiler on the bottom. Now, the side profile of this GT, in my opinion, is what all two-door coupes should look like. It has a proper stance, a fastback look with a long hood. I love it. This base GT comes with 18-inch wheels. They're okay design. I think 19s and 20s will definitely look better. And behind it, you do see big brake calipers. And moving out back, I think the back is probably the best part of the Mustang. I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the sequential taillights and their overall design. I like the width. The overall width of Mustang looks wide and looks aggressive. I like that. Also, of course, you do have quad exhaust underneath, and they sound amazing. But overall, all sides to the Mustang look really good. Now, in terms of visibility and seating position, I think it's good. It's comfortable. You have to get used to this. Mustang has enormous hood. It's very long, but even at this driving position, I could see well past it. There's really no hood scoops that get in the way. There are hood scoops, but they don't pop up. They don't really get in the way, and I like that. Now, the side visibility is good, even though the door panel is a little bit higher, but overall I could see out the windows, no problem. Blind spot is decent. There's another little window over there that allows you to see your blind spot, so the C-pillar isn't too bad, but you do have to watch out for that. And rear visibility is surprisingly good, even though this is a fastback shape, and of course the rear window is very raked, but you know what? I could see back there no problem. So overall visibility is good. Driving position is good. I do feel like this is a good spot. You could adjust the seats. they are half power, half manual. So the seat back to lean forward and backwards is manual, but the seat adjustment in terms of moving up and down, forward and back, that is power. So you get half. But if you spend some time, you get your perfect spot. It's really comfortable. I like it. I like these seats too. This is the basic seat that you can get. These are not Recaro seats, nothing like that. You have cloth, it says Mustang on it. That's pretty much it. But they do feel comfortable. And the bolstering, it doesn't look like it has much bolstering, but it does. Actually, it's holding my back in really well. So as I'm taking these corners, I do not feel like I'm sliding around. And also, the bottom cushion is wide enough where it's not squeezing my hips or anything like that. So overall, I think this is a comfortable seat and it's nice up here. Oh yeah. Acceleration is strong. There's plenty of power. The only thing is the gears are very long. I wish there was more aggressive gears, and I think that's partly because with the performance package, you can opt for 373 gears in the back. Now, I just got done testing a Civic Type R and Subaru STI. They're not in the same class, okay? They're not a pony car like this. And they have over 100 horsepower less, and their engines are turbocharged. But driving around town, just doing some light acceleration, second and third gear felt more powerful than this Mustang GT. So that's what I'm talking about. In terms of these gears, it seems like it's a little bit long. And you know what? Having that more aggressive rear end, the 373s, would definitely help this GT. Ooh. There's two transmission options. You could get a 6-speed manual, which is what I'm driving today, or a 10-speed automatic. In fact, the 10-speed automatic is a little bit faster, but come on now. If you're buying a Mustang, you're buying a car with nearly 500 horsepower, you want to bang your own gears. You want a 6-speed manual. You do not want an automatic. Yes, automatics and dual clutches are faster, but they're nowhere near as fun. You really want to drive a stick shift in a Ford Mustang. You really do. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. But the shifter is quite nice. The throws, I feel like, is short. It's nice. The shift knob feels nice. And you know what? I could push it into gear relatively easy. Now, the clutch in here does take getting used to. It's okay. It has a good weight, and engagement is okay. It's a little bit high up. But overall, because there is a little bit of rev hang, you can't let off too quick. You go get that shock if you do. So you got to let it off a little bit more gentler to have a smooth shift. So it does take getting used to, but once you master it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, when you look at this interior of this 2020 Mustang GT, if you compare it to my 95 one, this is light years better. This is luxury car-like. Cars back in 95 would be a luxury car if they looked like this. However, in 2020, this is starting to look dated, especially in this base form where you have a very tiny screen. This is not even an infotainment screen. It's just really an info screen. All right, it gives you the essentials. You have a backup camera. You can adjust the radio, media, Bluetooth, stuff like that. But it looks really dated in 2020, especially the preset buttons that look like they're dials for a phone. Yeah, that is not a good look. However, if you opt for the premium package, then you get Sync 3 and you get a much more modern infotainment screen with all the bells and whistles like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So that is definitely a big improvement, but in this base GT, you don't have that, and that looks like it is from 1995. Now underneath, you do have some climate control. Unfortunately in here, it's not auto climate control. So you do have to adjust it yourself. The fan speed, the temperature, you kind of just got to guess where it's blowing, all that good stuff. You have a push button start. You also do have a USB port, a 12V outlet, and something that's nice is the steering control. You could change how your steering feels. There's normal, sport, and comfort. The gauge cluster, besides the info screen, looks okay. It doesn't look dated, but it doesn't look modern too. But on the higher versions of the Mustang, like the GT Premium, you do get a 12-inch digital gauge cluster that replaces everything with one gigantic screen. And I've used something similar like that in the Ford Explorer, and I do think it's nice, although there is a slight lag to it. I like the steering wheel. It feels great, and I like the look. I think this is a good blend between modern and retro, right? It's 3-spoke. It kind of has that retro look, but I like how it's shaped. So I'm a big fan of this steering wheel. Now, in terms of steering, and when in normal, it's okay. It has normal weight. It doesn't feel artificial. It is electronically assisted, but it doesn't feel artificial or vague, and that's good. And it's pretty precise. It is actually really precise. Just little movement like that in the steering wheel, and I'm feeling it in the Mustang, so there's actually not that much play, which is really good. One good thing about the suspension is the fact that around town, it's really comfortable, really comfortable. It feels almost like a sedan. Like all these bumps and imperfections around town, this Mustang is just soaking it in. So what else do you get in this Mustang GT? Well, you do get a pair of rear seats. They're contoured well, and for emergencies, for children, you can put them back there. But for adults, don't think about it. There's not enough legroom back there, but it's good. You want to throw your gym bag back there, you want to throw whatever back there, you can. And besides the rear seats, you do have a sizable trunk in the back. You know, a couple of golf bags would easily fit, or whatever, groceries, whatever. So this Mustang is actually pretty practical for everyday use. So other little features, you have rear parking sensors in the back that beeps if you're too close to something. That's nice. Also, you do have hill assist. It brakes the Mustang for you on a hill so that you're not rolling back. That's nice. That's it for features. You don't get a whole lot in here. There's no heated seats, no sunroof, no infotainment screen. There's a lot that's missing. No wireless charging. A lot of those things are upgrades, right? But the best part about this base GT, in my opinion, besides the engine and exhaust, is the price. Starting price is around $36,000 for this base GT. You're getting 460 horsepower for $36,000. I mean, think about it. That's almost 500 horsepower. So I think that in itself is a good deal. However, because of what's been going on, of course, with lockdown, with COVID, with all that stuff, there's slowness, and there's some amazing deals out there right now. If you look at the website price listed for this one that I'm driving right now, there's a $5,000 discount, bringing this down to the $31,000 range. $31,000 range for a pony car with 460 horsepower under the hood, 6-speed manual, and rear-wheel drive. That is a bargain if you ask me. For those of you guys that want more features, more niceties, besides what you get in the base GT, Ford has you covered. There's a lot of optional features you could tack on. And the one that most people look at is the performance package, because that adds on a whole lot of things. Bigger wheels, upgraded brakes, the suspension. But it does cost a lot. It's over $5,000, 51 something to be exact. So you do have to pay quite a bit for it. And there's another one that costs $6,000, Performance Package 2. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But of course, besides these optional packages, there's little things you can add on, and plus there's different trim levels. You can get the GT Premium, which does give you leather and adds on other niceties in here as well. And of course, if that wasn't enough for you, you can opt for the Bullet, and you can opt for one of the Shelby editions, and the price really goes up from there. Next, let me sum up the good and bad for you so you can decide if this Mustang is right for you. To sum up the good, the Mustang GT has a great exterior fastback look. It has a very powerful engine and one of the best sounding exhausts out there. Also, you get a comfortable ride with great visibility. You have good practicality with the rear seats and large trunk. And finally, the base price, especially with incentives, is also good. As for the bad, the clutch takes getting used to. and the gears are quite long. The interior does look dated, especially in 2020. There's not a whole lot of features in the base GT, and finally, optional packages are pricey. Overall, I'm giving the brand new 2020 Mustang GT a score 93. To see how it compares with his peers, check out driversonlyrankings.com. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future reviews, first looks, or news.